My name is Lynn Austin. I'm an oil and gas executive in ADMA OPCO, which is out of the Middle East. It's actually based in Abu Dhabi. The sister company that most country people are associated with is Dubai. I've been there now for about 2 years, and that's about the time in which I started having back issues. I used to enjoy running. I played a lot of sports when I was younger. And it was, I started noticing pain that was radiating down both legs. I was having, discomfort when I was walking around, and I just thought it was a minor injury and something that I could just kind of let pass. Well, I started doing a bunch of treatments. I went and got about 25 sessions of physiotherapy. I did acupuncture. I did everything for the last 2 years to try and avoid effectively the need for surgery. And it gotten so bad where, quite frankly, up to about 3.5 weeks ago, I couldn't stand more than 3 minutes at a time without sitting down. When I go to the grocery store or anything with my wife, I look like I was probably about 80, because I was the one that was hunched over the shopping cart, pushing it along, just leaning, just so I could get some brace for the back pain. And in during that period, I knew this wasn't sustainable. I mean, the quality of life had changed quite a bit. I knew that my whole demeanor had changed, my outlook in terms of what I enjoyed had changed quite a bit, and it impacted everything. I mean, everything from my leisure to the way we travel, to my work, and I knew I had to do something. And when I started asking around, I asked a couple of folks in Southern California, where we're from. So, Southern California's home. I'm over there in the Middle East working. And they'd heard about BASIC, quite frankly. So I started doing a bunch of research online, on the internet, to say, what is it that I could possibly need? I went there, and in Dubai, it was recommended that I had back surgery. I mean, after all that physiotherapy, the recommendation was I would definitely have to have back surgery. And the view was I had to have some type of fusion. The process that was recommended, though, was basically they were just going to fillet me open like a salmon. I mean, the incision was going to be really long. It would be months and months of recovery, and it was very, very invasive. So for me, it was, how do I get back to the States? How do I find a medical facility that's able to help find a probably less invasive approach to try and get my relief? And when I started reading more about BASIC and Dr. Tai, it was, I was like, oh, hey, there may be a solution here. So we drafted up the letter with the help of my doctor. We sent the films. We sent all the information. And come July, I arrived in the States. And after a couple of consultations, reviewed some more x-rays, that I was actually a candidate for minimal invasive back surgery. And they put in a spacer. So I'm before you, only 3 weeks removed from having a spacer installed in my back, and I feel amazing. I mean, it's a complete change. My life is completely turned around. In only 3 weeks, I walk around for hours on end now, not for 3-4 minutes. I feel fantastic, and I haven't had really any pain since then. I'm obviously still recovering from the surgery itself, but I mean, one of the things that has made this experience really remarkable for me is because coming from so far away, one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to drive all over town. I can come here and get everything I need. I mean, both from the view from the surgeon, get the surgery, I get the physiotherapy that I need, and it's all within one clinic. And I think for me, that's probably the biggest benefit, the differential, quite frankly, that I know myself and others that come from as far away as Dubai to get back surgery, that will be a big appeal. Now, this is my third, so I went to 3, so when I flew in, I went to 3 different neurosurgeons in Orange County. The other 2 wasn't as invasive as what I had in Dubai, but it was much more invasive than this. I mean, it was still kind of like through the belly, through the back. It was still, multiple days in the hospital. And he was like, no, I think we can get away with doing this. And my incision back, that's it. So for me, one of the biggest testament in terms of my process is the fact that, I'm very willing, open, and interested in telling as many people as I can about the experience I had at BASIC. It was a fantastic experience. I work for the national oil company. The head doctor for our company said, Lynn, if you have a successful process, please make sure and let us know, because we have a number of people who obviously would benefit from this. And and I've already rung them up. I sent them a note right after my surgery. 2 days later, I said, man, I feel amazing. The process has been, I guess, even better than I expected in many ways. And in many ways, because quite frankly, one of the things that I really appreciated is the fact that Dr. Ty and the team has taken a lot of care to try to spend some time to explain to me what was happening, you know, what was my expectations during the recovery. So in terms of, you know, the surgery itself, in terms of the process and the whole thing, it was, I would give it a glowing 10. And I think the team itself has done an amazing job. I mean, everything from the front office to the physiotherapy to obviously the surgery itself has been a fantastic experience, and one that I would be very, very comfortable recommending to anybody.